Yo guys, what is going on? Blossom's back and welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. Now initially for today I was planning to release a different type of video, but it seems that video is taking a lot more work than I expected it to take. So do look forward to that. It's going to be covering all of the prize cards that we've had this year so far, but it's not going to be your run-of-the-mill regular tier list video that I've been so accustomed to doing on the channel. It's going to be something brand new. I'm spending a lot of time on designing everything, so I do hope that you enjoy that. That will probably come out later on in the week. So I wanted to record this video for another day, but I'm going to do it today. I'm just switching the schedule around a little bit, and that's going to be my garage tour for Apgp Asia Pacific Grand Prix. But before we get into that, I'm going to be opening one of these elite offers. Now there are two up for grabs, but I'm only going to be opening one and keeping the rest of my gold for the upcoming Tri-Series final. So with that being said, let us get into it. We're going to start off this video with a bang, 30,000 gold, 25 slots, and whatever we are going to get from this pack. Now before we begin, I just want to let you know I got only one epic to my name from this update so far. This is a good start. This is new. I don't have this. I like the photo. That's good handling. One of the rares that I actually really want. Now what's really exciting about this pack is that literally everything you get is completely brand stinking new. I want this one. I wanted that, so I'm happy. That would have been wishlisted, but obviously I don't play the real wishlist game anymore, because if I actually wishlisted cards that I actually wanted, I know that I'm not gonna get it. I own that maxed already. I do not have that, so that's new. I do not have that, so that's new. I own that maxed. I do not have that, that's new. I own that, but I don't have it maxed because I think the picture is kind of boring. That is brand new. I'm sorry if I'm going through this a little bit slowly, but these are all brand new cars. I own this. I own two of them. One of them is maxed. That's my third one. I need that. I actually need that for the current off-road event. That thing is a beast. I own this and I have it maxed. Oh, and we're moving on to super rares. That was actually pretty fast. Was that already 15? Was that 15? Well, it's 5 times carbon. Like, I don't know. All right, Santa Fe, that's new. Cool. I own that. Don't have it maxed though. That's completely new as well. Picture's kind of boring. Ooh, I really wanted that one, so that's pretty cool. Welcome to the garage. I own that. I actually maxed it out today. Ooh, and we're already on the Bs. I think we should be expecting 5, but I feel like we might get a little bit more than 5. 54 is cool. It's off-road, so I'll take that. Cool. Okay, 57, again, another lovely photo. I love that snow in the background. Guys, comment down below what you think I'm gonna get from this update, okay? 64, ooh, okay. There are 3 64 cars that you can unpack in this update. So my odds of getting another 64 is low, but I could be getting another 626 or the other 64s. Let's get it. Oh, that's good. You know, I've seen a lot of people say that this car is pretty bad because it's a pretty superficial judgment because they see RQ 66. 66 isn't good, but it's 100 handling. So can you really complain? And usually when cars are this low in RQ and they get 100 handling, they usually have slick tires. This Bufori doesn't. So that is actually the first Malaysian unpack that I got as well. So that's pretty cool. Unpack, I have a Malaysian one, but that was because they gave that Bufori out to everybody. I don't know how many cars we have left. Oh, I will take that. I'll 4-wheel drive and off-road. This might be it though. This might be it. We've had 3 ultra rares and we've had 2 epics. I think the last 2 cards are going to be the cash and the slot. So if that's the case, that's a really good pack. 2 really cool epics. Gotta say, the name pretty interesting. Hyundai Moab Extreme. All right, let's go. Yeah, okay, just cash your slots. You know what? Solid pack. Very solid pack. So I'm gonna leave the last one there. We're not gonna open that because I'm gonna save the rest for the final. So let's add all these cards in here. It really didn't feel like, oh, it was 15. Yeah, it really didn't feel like that. But we did get the bare amount of rares, so no extra rares. We didn't get any extra super rares, which is pretty interesting. And we actually, you know, got the same amount of like ultra rare and above, like only 5, but 3 were ultra. We got pretty lucky with that, I'm gonna be honest. So let me add all of the new boys in here. I'm really excited with this one. I gotta say though, 80 handling isn't the best. I know, it's a new car, I should be excited, but it's 80 handling when you max it out, and really, when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, there are better options out there, but I will add everything in. That is probably going to be useful in the final anyway. So let me add all these cars, boom, 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 and then I will show you my entire garage. That one, the Mitsubishi L200, that's going to be an Instamax right now, because that car is broken. And the Mitsubishi, I think the Starion or something, yeah, that's added, so that's really cool. So anyway, let's get into it. Asia Pacific Grand Prix. I have 114 of these cars already. So that is more than Amalfi Coast, Enter the Black Forest, Lock to Lock, and Learn the Span Away. And I'm only 30 cars away from equaling Pacific Coast Highway, which is an update that I went hard on. Obviously, World Expo 233, so that's a long way away. JPT was 239, American Frontier was 270. It's pretty interesting, actually. After World Expo, everything was actually pretty low in numbers up to American Highway, Pacific Coast Highway. So let me show you everything that I got so far, okay? So out of 114 cars, 2 are common, 23 are uncommon, 47 are rare, 30 super rare, 9 ultra rare, and 3 are epics. On top of that, I have a lot of fully upgraded cars. I have 60 fully upgraded cars. Now, remember, this update has only been around for a week, and I've already fully upgraded 60 of them. You know what? I'm going to show you everything that I've fully upgraded first. So for the commons, just the two, the Staria and the Mazda Demio. This thing is amazing. Medium ground clearance, 84 handling, and as you can see, the update is 7 days old because this is one of the first cars that I ever got. Actually, the first car that I ever got was the drag beast over here, the L200, and it is 8 days, so just a little over a week since we got the update. So the rest of the fully upgraded cars that I have the Demio EV because it has the eco-friendly tag, and surprisingly not every single eco-friendly, I say in parentheses, car in this update has the eco-friendly tag. The Hyundai Pony Coupe as well. Now, I love new updates and what people max in those new updates because it really showcases who you are as a car person, you know? Like for me, all right, now this is a question I have for you watching the video. When you get a bunch of new cars, right? Obviously you can't decide what you're gonna get. You get what you're given to you, but if you get them in copious amounts by opening all these offers and just playing the game a lot, what are the cars that you choose to max first? I mean, I have like 100 plus of these new cars. I've only maxed 60 of them. Why did I choose the cars that I've chosen to max? Well, it's a little bit of a hybrid. So obviously some of these cars like the Demio Racing, I don't really like them, but they're very useful. Medium ground clearance, 87 handling as well. And then on top of that, I've been maxing a lot of cars that I just genuinely like. So you'll be seeing a lot of saloons and a lot of Starions. Basically a lot of like 80s and 90s. I got a lot of those cars max, right? So we got the Starion Turbo Max. We've got the Mitsubishi, the Tradia. I just think that the design is pretty cool. I like angular designs. The MX-6, one of my oldest ones. I got this on the first day as well. So this should be about 8 days and like a couple of minutes, maybe an hour or so. Already 59 races, right? I think, yeah, 59. That's a lot of races in a week, man. The Galant as well. You know, it just has that angular design that I really enjoy. So, you know, those are the cars that I really like. And I max them because they're just cool. And then there's some cars that are just genuinely useful, like the Atenza, literally medium ground clearance and 92 handling. And then on top of that, when we move on to the rares, I was just the thing is, right, I try and max every single rare from a new update, or I try and get close to it, but this update is just so full of rares that honestly I'm struggling to keep up. I've already fully upgraded 26 of the rares and I'm not even halfway through. To put it into comparison, the entirety of Pacific Coast Highway had 25 rares alone, I think excluding prize cars, or maybe even including prize cars. So a lot of rares in this update, but I'll show you what I got so far, okay? Basically for my rares, there isn't any priority list. I'm maxing anything and everything. I would love to get a duplicate of the MX-5 Miata and the Triton Absolute, because those two cars are absolute beasts, but at the same time, I'm just privileged to own at least one of them, so that's great. We also got the Triton from that 5x pack, so that's also really swell. Other cars which, you know, I've been using a decent amount since unpacking would be the Prophecy. Yeah, well, I say decent amount is 2 races. I thought I was using it a lot more than that. The Miata for sure I've used a lot in clubs already. In 6 days I've used it 146 times. Oh my god. The Triton as well, 51 races, so that's a decent amount. Outlander, I would say 20, 18. Okay, I was pretty close. So yeah, the Mazda MX-5, I mean, this thing has gelled so well into my garage. I am using it all the damn time. Some of the cars that I feel like I use a Lancer Rally Art a little bit. 19, okay, maybe not that much. How about uncommons? What's the uncommon that I've used the most? I think it probably is the MX-6, which is, as we've seen, almost 60 races. So that's my rare collection, right? I'll show you everything afterwards. This one I maxed out like 2 minutes before I started recording this video. Moving on to super rares. Again, I got a decent collection. I have 14 super rares fully upgraded. Now, for someone that doesn't really enjoy super rares, that's a pretty big number. The first one I maxed was this one, the Hyundai Palisade, and I think it's my oldest one. 7 days. It should be 8 days in a couple of minutes or hours or whatever it is. The second one I maxed though is the Mitsubishi Diamante. Now this one, again, like I said, I love my 90s, I love my 80s cars. I got the RX-7, that was a passion project. I love the photo. If anybody knows where this car plate is from, please let me know down in the comments below, because for some reason, I think it's Brunei. So please let me know down in the comments below if that is indeed a Brunei car plate. There are not a lot of countries with black car plate backgrounds. Most of Europe is white. Obviously in the States we have, well, this depends on the state. I mean, like New York, for example, is yellow, and then Washington is white. But yeah, not a lot of countries are black. I know Malaysia has black car plates, but they don't have that font, and they don't start with B. So I'm thinking it's Brunei. Let me know down in the comments below. That might be the first ever Brunei car plate in the game. So that's pretty cool. This one I used in that what is it? Whatever event it was called, the 321 Go. So that's 19 races in. The HSR I just think is super cool. I think the picture is really, really cool. The Kai I think is gonna be pretty useful. It doesn't look like it's medium ground clearance, but it has medium ground clearance. 87 handling as well, so maybe it might be pretty useful. And then obviously the Mazda 2 Rally, a car that I think is going to be really useful, but I don't think I've ever used. 7 times. I've used it 7 times. It's at high ground clearance, I believe. High or medium. Medium ground clearance. 87 handling, off-road tires. Can't be too bad about that. Ultra Rares, I got 4 of them maxed out. Obviously, my first ever Ultra Rare was the Mitsubishi 3000 GT, which I got from a random ceramic pack in my first ever 1 million opening. As you can see, I've owned it for 6 days, 15 races. Second one was the Hyundai, which I maxed, and then the Mazda 626, which I maxed. I'm really happy I got a second one, because my first one is 233, which is dry spec, and the second one I want to go 323. So it's good that I have both of them super early on. And then we have the Hyundai Santa Cruz as well in the collection. So now let's go into all cars. Taking away fully upgraded, I'll show you my entire selection over here. So I'm just trying to see where the scaling is. So real quick, in terms of commons, it's the same stuff. You know me, man, I'm not going to be collecting commons. Got a lot of stock uncommons laying around. Eventually I'm going to clean it up. I'm not really focusing on maxing out uncommons right now, so what you see is probably what's going to stay. I think the only other project that I have is that I want to max the Mirage because I think it's cool, and I want to max the RX-3 because, again, I think they're both cool. I mean, I'm a classic car kind of guy. I like cars from before the 2000s, basically. Like, the way I see things is like, if you came during or before the 996 Porsche, there's a pretty high chance I like you. If you came after the 996 Porsche, there's a pretty high chance I don't like you. I do have an affinity for the W212 now because I own one, but besides that, for newer cars, and obviously the Hellcats and everything, but like, I don't really like new cars. That's just, I don't know. I'm more of a classic car kind of guy. Moving on to rares now. Obviously, or cars approaching classic status. I don't think 90s cars are truly classic status yet, obviously. Rares is really like where I want to double down on. I think the next 2 projects for sure, well, the Triton, MX-5, and the Mitsubishi Starion. So I'm actually really happy with that 5 times carbon pack that we opened, because we did get a lot of rares that I was hoping for. So I got a couple of those. We got the Colt. I already have the Colt and the Miragi. I don't really want it. That's a boring photo. Look, if you get a boring photo, I'm not gonna max you, okay? You got a background like that, ain't touching that. Unless you're super useful like the Ibuki, or at least I think it's gonna be useful. It looks funny too. It looks cute, so that's why I max it out. Prophecy is good to have 3 laying around. Obviously not as good as the Hornet, but you know, it's a saloon, it's medium ground clearance, MRI is okay for a Japanese car. Next up, yeah, this one definitely gonna max out real soon, man. And you know what? We're gonna start it right now. We gotta start the process right now, man. This thing is a beast, absolute beast. I don't know how many more hours I have left in that Apgp event, but that's gonna start. That's gonna start right now. Obviously with the Mazda 3, we talked about that. The Super collection over here, as you can see, got a lot of cars laying around. I don't know if I want to get rid of any of them into fusing into Ultras yet. I feel like there are a couple more Supers I want to work on. Like the MX-5 Speedster is definitely next on the list, so really happy that we just got that. I also want to max one of these Sky Active saloons, because they don't look like saloons. Yeah, it's a hatchback. Oh, that's a hatchback. This doesn't look like a saloon either, but I guess it's classified as a saloon. Yeah, so probably want to max the saloon next. It's medium ground clearance, 86 handling, so that's pretty cool. Basically a slightly worse version of the Kai. Is the Kai considered a coupe? It's a hatchback. Okay, there you go. A couple more over here, got another Kai, and then yeah, that's the rest of the collection. And then obviously with the Max Ionic, and we have the Max Lefty. This is a couple races in it, I think. 24 races, like 2% win ratio, which isn't too bad, because it's one of the best super rare cars in this update. Moving on to the Ultra collection, obviously every Australian in the world is driving this car now. If you don't get the reference, you didn't watch, I think, yesterday's video or the day before's. Day before's. Yesterday's video was the guidebook and not the 1 million opening. Really happy with the Veloster, so that's really cool. 86 handling, definitely gonna max that. High ground clearance as well, so that's a front wheel drive car that I can actually deploy on motocross in front wheel drive clubs, so that's gonna be cool. Obviously we've got the second Mazda 626, and then moving on to the Epic collection, we got the Bufori as well as the Moab. I love that. I love that. What does Moab stand for again? It's like mutually assured destruct. No, that's mad. Can't remember, but yeah, it's really cool. I'm really happy to get those pulls. In terms of epics, I'm gonna keep it classified. I'm not gonna tell you which is the epic that I want the most, because if I tell you what's the epic I want the most, Hutch is gonna jot that down, and I'm never gonna get it. So I'm not going to tell you. I'll give you a hint. It's not what you expect. Obviously, people think that, you know, oh, I want an Evo because I love saloons and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, they're 4-wheel drive. They're kind of inflated. You know how I feel about that. So yeah, there is an epic that I do really want. I'm not gonna say what it is until the day I get it. So yeah, one more thing that I do want to compare though is how good that off-road 4-wheel drive car we just pulled. Where is it? 4-wheel drive off-road, and I want to just compare it with epics. So 72 handling doesn't look very good. Honestly speaking, doesn't look very good. Is this a price car? It is. Okay. So yeah, that's 75, but that's a price car too though. Maybe I should take out non-price cars for a second. So non-price car. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Oh, sorry, that's just price cars. Non-price cars. So we have 12. 72, man. I don't know. Doesn't look that good. Doesn't look that good. I mean, it's gonna be better than the Raptors. It's gonna be better than Raptors, so that's cool. It's gonna beat the Raptors, because obviously handling is everything in this niche, right? So 72 is gonna beat the Raptors. I don't think it's gonna beat the Paero. The Paero, yeah, I don't think it's gonna beat the. That's light too. 1.5 tons. That's 1.7. Actually, to be fair, this is pretty light compared to like the Raptors, which are like 2 tons, like 2.6 tons. But yeah, I mean, 72. You got things like the Outlander. See, this one's gonna be really useful. 74 handling. That's what you want, man. I think this is going to be the outstanding performer in terms of APGP. Yeah, 73, 71, 68, 74. I mean, 72 isn't that bad. I mean, it will beat the Americans, but that isn't saying much, really. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Still really happy with the pull. But that's going to be it, y'all. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And dude, one day, man, one day I want to pull one of these, dude. I want to pull one of these. I'm not going to say that it's the ones that I want the most, because they aren't. But, well, I might be lying. It might be. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you what I want the most, because if I tell you, I'm not gonna get it. I got PTSD from the Dodges from Pacific Coast Highway. It's very apparent. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today. I hope you guys have a great day. Remember to stay safe, wash your hands, and let me know down in the comments below how your garage is looking. And peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies. They so fine. Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies. They so fine. Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold tight all night, cruise to Jacksonville.